Good morning, all of you. Today we'll discuss lesson number 4, agriculture. First, we will learn economic activities. Economic activities can be divided into three: primary, secondary, and tertiary. What is the primary activity? All the activity which is related with the extraction, exploitation, or the production of natural resources are called the primary activities. Means here the activities are the exploitation or the production or the extraction of the natural resources. For example, fishing, mining. Here laborers are engaged in the producing or the extraction or the production of the natural resources. Then what is the secondary activity or the secondary sector? This is a manufacturing sector. The products from the primary sector are used to produce new useful product. In the secondary sector, new products are produced and hence this is called manufacturing sector. For example, vehicles, utensils, these are produced in the manufacturing units. So this is a industrial sector and also called manufacturing sector. What is the tertiary sector? Tertiary sector is completely a service sector. In the tertiary sector, nothing is produced. I mean, in the tertiary sector, there is no production, but it is related with the service like banking, teaching, transportation, and etc. Okay, now we will learn types of farming. First, we have to discuss subsistence farming. What is the subsistence farming? In this farming, the farming is practiced to produce the agricultural products for farmers' family. Here, okay, what is the subsistence farming? This farming is practiced mainly to produce the agricultural products for the farmer's family. This subsistence farming can be divided into two: intensive subsistence farming and primitive subsistence farming. Let us learn what is the intensive subsistence farming. Here, the farmer cultivates the very small patch of land using simple tools and the old technologies. Okay, here example: maize, wheat, rice. Once again, intensive subsistence farming means farming in a small patch of land using simple and traditional tools. Okay, now what is the primitive subsistence farming? Here in primitive subsistence farming, the tools, technologies are very primitive, very ancient. This primitive subsistence farming, also known as shifting cultivation or slash and burn agriculture. In primitive subsistence farming, we have to discuss first shifting cultivation. This shifting cultivation, also known as the slash and burn agriculture. What is this slash and burn agriculture? or what is the shifting cultivation. Here, this mainly practiced in the forest areas or the people living in the forest region. If they want to cultivate in a particular area, they first burn that forest area with fire, and that ashes will be mixed with the soil, and they will cultivate there. After 2-3 times of cultivation, they leave the place and move other place and burn the particular area with fire and start the cultivation there. Then again 2-3 years they will come back to the earlier place and start the cultivation. This is called shifting cultivation or slash and burn cultivation. Next, nomadic herding. What is the nomadic herding? What is the nomadic herding? Nomadic herding is found in the semi-arid or arid regions, means just like desert regions like Sahara, Central Asia, and some of the parts of India like Rajasthan and Jammu Kashmir. In this type of farming, the herdsmen move from place to place with their animals in search of food and water, because they want to feed their animals. They live with their animals. The animals are their source of income. They move from one place to another place with their animals in search of food and fodder. Okay, now commercial farming. What is the commercial farming? Commercial farming is mainly for trade or commerce. The main aim of the commercial farming is trade or commerce. Here the profit is important. To get more profit, the farmers use high yielding variety seeds, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides. So the main aim of this commercial farming is profit. To get more profit, they use chemical fertilizers, high yielding variety seeds are also used. Modern machines, tools, technologies also used in the commercial farming. The main crops in the commercial farming is wheat, maize. Okay, now plantations. What is the plantations? Plantations are also a type of commercial farming, but the difference is here a single crop is cultivated in a large area. Large amount of capital, labors also required here. So this is a type of commercial farming, but the difference is a single crop is cultivated in a large area. The rubber, tea, these are the examples of the plantation crops. Now we will learn the major crops. What are the major crops? Let's learn.
Here we will discuss major crops of India: rice, wheat, millets, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseeds, cotton, jute are the major crops in India. Here, rice is a kharif crop. Rice require high temperature and high humidity with a rainfall more than 100 centimeter. India is actually the second largest producer of the rice in the world after China. So here China stands in the first in the production of the rice. Wheat. It is a rabi crop. It requires 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall. I told you, wheat is a rabi crop. It requires 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall. Ganga Satluj Plain, black soil region of Deccan are the wheat growing zone in India. Millets. What are the millets? Millets are the crops which grown and consumed by a particular region. Okay, jowar, bajra, ragi are the important millets grown in India. They are also known as coarse grain, and these millets got very high nutritional values. Jowar, bajra, and ragi are the important millets grown in India. I told you they have very high nutritional value. Maize. It is a kharif crop. Maize requires temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. And also it grow well in old alluvial soil. The best soil for the growth of the maize is the old alluvial soil. It is used both as food and fodder. So maize can be used as food and fodder. Okay. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. Once again, the major maize producing states are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. So, maize is a kharif crop. It requires temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. I told you it grows well in the old alluvial soil. It can be used both as food and fodder. Next, pulses. India is the largest producer and the consumer of pulses in the world. India is the largest producer, and also India is the largest consumer of the pulses in the world. You know, pulses are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. Arhar, urad, moong, mesher, and gram are the major pulses grown in India. Major pulses producing states are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Karnataka. Once again, major pulses producing states of India are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Karnataka. The major pulses grown in India are tur means arhar, then urad, then the moong, mesher, peas, and gram. Once again, the major pulses grown in India are the arhar, urad, then the moong, mesher, peas, and gram. Now, food crops other than grains. Food crops other than grains. First, sugarcane. It's a tropical as well as subtropical crop, which means the sugarcane can grow in tropical and subtropical regions. India is the second largest producer of the sugarcane after Brazil. Brazil is standing in the first position in the production of the sugarcane. It grows in hot and humid climates with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. And it needs the annual rainfall between 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Once again, it needs hot and humid climates. And the temperature required for the growth is 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. And the rainfall needed for the growth is between 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Oil seeds. You know, approximately 12% of the total cropped area of India is oil seed cultivation. Approximately 12% of the total cropped area of India is oil seeds. Okay, groundnut, linseed, mustard, coconut, soybean, cotton seeds, and sunflower. Mustard is a rabi crop, while linseed is a rabi crop. Once again, the important oilseed crops of India are groundnut, linseed, mustard, coconut, soybean, cottonseed, and sunflower. Next, tea. It is also an important beverage crop, but it is actually introduced by Britain in India. You know, major tea producing states of India are Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. The tea plant grows well in tropical and subtropical climates. The climate needed for the growth of the tea plant is the tropical and subtropical. But it need fertile and well drained soil. Tea is a labor intensive industry. What is the labor intensive industry? Which means this industry need more laborers. Without proper laborers, it is very hard to collect the leaves of the tea leaves from the tea plants. So it is a labor intensive industry. Okay, I told you it is actually introduced by the Britain. The major tea producing states of India are Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. And also I told you it need the tropical and subtropical climate with fertile drained soil. Now coffee. Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu are the leading coffee producing states of India. Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Actually, Yemen coffee or the Arabian coffee is produced in India. Actually, this Arabian coffee got a great demand all over the world. So I told you, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu are the leading coffee producing states of India. And the Yemen coffee, or also known as the Arabian coffee, is actually produced in India. It got very high demand all over the world. Now we will discuss non-food crops. First, rubber. Actually, rubber is an equatorial crop. What is the equatorial crop? The crop which grow nearby the equatorial regions of the earth. But under special conditions, it can also grow in tropical and subtropical area. It requires moist and humid climate. It also needs the rainfall of 200 centimeter per year. The temperature required for the growth of the rubber plant is 25 degrees Celsius. Anyway, India ranked the 4th among the world's natural rubber production. India got the 4th position in the production of rubber in the world. Once again, rubber is an equatorial crop, but under some special condition, it can also grow in tropical and subtropical areas. It needs moist, humid climate, and also 200 centimeter of rainfall per year also required, and it needs the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. And also I told you India ranked the 4th among the world's natural rubber production, which means India got the 4th position in the production of rubber in the world. Now, fiber crops. What are the fiber crops? Fiber crops are used to obtain the fiber, and this fiber is used to make the clothes, curtains, sofas, etc. Here, cotton, jute, hemp, and natural silks are the important fiber crops. India is the original home of the cotton plant. We got the evidence that the Indus Valley people used the cotton clothes, which means we Indians know the use of the cotton since from the Indus Valley civilization. It require high temperature, light rainfall, and Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh are the leading cotton producing states. Jute is known as golden fiber. Okay, jute is known as golden fiber, but nowadays it is losing the market. The jute actually losing the market now because of the invention of the synthetic fibers. Anyway, West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha, and Meghalaya are the major jute producing states.